let's talk about strength for a moment. What if everything you've been told about it, that you have to find it, build it, earn it, is fundamentally wrong? What if strength is already who you are, right now, and the only thing in your way is you? Today, we're going to explore a really powerful and honestly challenging teaching from Acharya Prashant that asks us to stop defending the very things that keep us playing small.
This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? Pay close attention to the wording. We agree to act weak. It's not a condition, it's a choice, a transaction. We're trading our own spine, our integrity, for a little bit of comfort. And as he says, that is always a bad bargain. So let's really dig into that. What exactly is this bad bargain we're making? Let's break down this deal we make with ourselves, a lot of the time without even realizing we're doing it. Okay, so we start with this incredibly freeing idea. Your strength isn't something you have to go out and achieve. It's your default setting. It's the core of who you are underneath all the layers of fear and what you've been told. Pretty comforting thought, right? But just as you're getting comfortable with that amazing thought, the teaching takes a sharp turn. There's a catch, and believe me, it is a profound one.
And here it is. This is the real work. The problem isn't that you lack strength. No. The problem is that you are actively, and I mean actively, protecting your weakness. So the journey isn't about gaining something new, it's about finding the courage to let go of something you're already clinging to.
And that, of course, brings us to some deeply personal territory, to the very sophisticated, very elaborate ways we fool ourselves. How exactly do we protect this fragility we have?
I mean, it's a fair question, isn't it? If this whole weakness thing is such a terrible deal, why are we so loyal to it? Why do we fight so hard to keep something that only ever limits us? Well, the next few parts reveal our methods.
First up, we build this incredible intellectual fortress around our weaknesses. We use reason, logic. We become brilliant lawyers arguing for our own limitations. Oh, I can't do that because of this, or that's just not who I am. Sound familiar?
And after we argue for them, we start to decorate them. You know, we give them a makeover. We call our fear being realistic. We call our procrastination being thoughtful. We try to make our flaws look attractive, or at least acceptable. But this is the final stage, the masterpiece of self-deception. This is where we take a weakness, and through some wild mental gymnastics, we turn it into a source of pride. We polish that fragility until it shines, convincing ourselves and everyone else that this flaw is actually one of our greatest strengths.
And here's the devastatingly simple logic that just cuts through all that noise. Every single time you argue for, decorate, or polish a weakness, you're accommodating it. You're giving it a comfy place to live in your mind. And really, why would any guest leave if you're treating them so well? Your protection is the very thing that stops your growth. This brings us to what might be the most countercultural and maybe the most difficult idea in this entire teaching. It demands a really radical shift in how we think about self-improvement. So, on one side, you have our modern culture of unconditional self-love, which is wonderful, but sometimes it can feel like it's telling us to glorify our feebleness as just being human. But this teaching suggests something different. Not self-hatred, never that, but a kind of gentle disgust for the weaknesses we don't need to have. It's not about hating yourself, it's about loving yourself enough to stop tolerating your own self-made prisons. And that's the bottom line, isn't it? There has to be a limit. A point where we stop saying, oh, well, that's just the way I am. A point where we stop celebrating our own brittleness and start demanding more from ourselves, for ourselves.
So all of this, it all boils down to a final, stark choice. It's a choice of posture, really. A choice of how you decide to move through your life.
Option 1 is crawling, staying close to the ground where it's safe and familiar. This is the state of accommodating your weakness, of making a permanent home right in the middle of your own fragility.
And the other option? Well, it's a question, not a guarantee. It's the possibility of standing, of using your spine for what it was made for. This is the decision to reclaim that innate strength we started with and to finally stop defending what holds us down.
And so, we end here, with the central question of this entire teaching. It's a question that only you can answer for yourself. So take an honest look at the bargains you've made, the weaknesses you defend, and ask yourself, will I ever truly grow a spine if I remain content with just crawling?